and welcome back to my channel. So today on this beautiful quarantine afternoon, I wrote down in my notebook, thank you Amanda for this notebook, I love you, wrote down the key essential things in booty building and truly transforming your lower half, as I have went through trial and error, years of mistakes of not knowing what to do and how to properly reconstruct your lower half. I have wanted nothing more than to achieve that landscape curved body where you have your butt and then your hamstring, and getting that definition was something that I have strived for, and I finally have started it. It's not there yet, but I have started that, and I want to tell you how I did it. I know personally that a lot of fitness influencers, that their page and their physique can kind of be intimidating. I'm not that kind of person, and I want to tell you guys that the facts and things that can make this totally sustainable and achievable. I have a life. I made fitness a lifestyle, and I make it something fun. And I want women to understand that you don't have to be certified in order to reconstruct your body. I held off on creating this video because I don't have a certification. Think about it this way. People that are watching this are probably not thinking about getting your certification. I'm not. It's something that I know that you can sustain and do in your everyday. Being a student and going out and being young, having a job and being super busy, or having a family, like these are just things that you can work on and do and not feel like I need to be a mastermind in order to do that and I can never do it. I hope this video gives you that motivation and those tips and tools in order to say, hey, I can do this, and I don't need to be a mastermind in order to be into fitness. My goal is to teach you ladies about achieving a big butt. The 3 important things that need to happen. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is nutrition. Obviously, what you're putting into your body is the most important aspect of fitness. First, let's talk about protein. You should be increasing your protein. Protein intake is about 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per body fat. So if you weigh 140 pounds, you should be getting about 130 to 140 grams of protein a day. Protein essentially helps with your muscle growth. It is so important to have a lot of protein when you are looking to reconstruct. I think that was Tyler with his Corvette. Anyway, you need carbs. I could be hypocritical of this because I did the keto diet for its entirety, but again, I think a lot of times it's mistakes that you make, essentially. Wasn't mentally there yet, but I was starting to learn nutrition. In today's diet culture, there is a lot of women just shying away from carbs. Oh, can't eat that, can't eat that. So in this case, if you are looking to build, honestly, like, you need carbs for energy in general, so you need to incorporate them in your daily diet. Healthy carbs are like rice, veggies, bananas, beans, potatoes, protein-packed pasta. You want to have with your carbs kind of a bang for your buck, essentially. So what that means is a lot of carbs, you can look it up on Google, a lot of carbs make you fuller. Some carbs, your body digests them quicker, which make you less fuller later on. Potatoes is the best bang for your buck, essentially, because your body digests them slower, essentially, so you're gonna feel fuller for longer. Like rice, your body actually digests quicker. That's something to think about when it comes to carbs and figuring out your meals. Pick healthy carbs, pick things that are gonna make you full for longer, and you can definitely go on Google and find all of those things. Now, the important part is calories. Calories, your macros, so that is protein, carbs, fats, all of those are considered macros, your macronutrients. So all of those things, I recommend when you start out, you want to be taking a closer look at nutrition labels. Honestly, just familiarizing yourself with what is in the foods that you eat. It's not something that I want you to know. I know that tracking macros is something that absolutely, honestly, 9 out of 10 people that are watching this will not track macros and don't have an interest in doing it, and that is okay, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. But something that I do want you guys to do is, if you go on Google and Literally, it's all free. You can do a calculator in which you can specify your goals if you want to gain muscle, if you want to lose fat, your height, your weight, and your gender, and it'll have a calculator for maintenance calories and your macros as far as how many grams of fats, proteins, and carbs you should be eating within a day in order to achieve a certain goal weight or a goal physique, essentially. I think you guys should all do that just so you get a mental picture of, okay, this is what I really should be doing, and this is something that my body needs. So that gets into calories. Calories are extremely important. And if you think about it, a lot of people have reached out to me and they say, okay, I want to lose weight, but I want my butt to grow. The way people are visualizing this is not proper, essentially. A lot of people don't realize that eating more makes you actually lose more weight, because when you are increasing your calories, you are speeding up your metabolism. When you are reconstructing and looking for muscle growth, you want to have more calories in order to feed them to your muscles to grow. How can you gain weight when you are not eating enough calories to maintain that weight? My maintenance, 2,500 calories. Like, my protein shake is 900 calories. You should not be afraid of food. Don't be afraid of carbs. When I first started, I tracked macros seriously for 5 months every day. Now I'll track once in a while. And even before, in the fall, I would track a few times a week. You want to be able to get a gauge of how your daily diet is incorporated into your calculator. You want to say, oh, is my daily diet something that is kind of complying with this, and is there something I need to change? I do recommend, if you are super serious, to download MyFitnessPal and to really track your macros for at least like 2 to 4 weeks and get an idea of, okay, this is how much I should be eating. And then kind of from there it sticks, because right now I don't track macros every day, and it just sticks because I know, okay, if I'm gonna do this, I know exactly what's in this meal. It kind of just becomes memory. The most important part, weightlifting. Your sessions are going to be the focal point of this transformation, essentially. I never started to see any sort of change in my body until I cut excessive cardio out, lifted heavier, stuck to compound weights. Cardio is so good for you, obviously. When you are running, you're just burning calories, and it's important that the calories that you are burning, you are replenishing. It's all about the number of calories that you intake and the calories that you are burning, and making sure that it falls in your goals. So if you are burning 1,000 calories, but you only eat 1,500 calories, you're only really gaining then 500 calories. The biggest thing now is lifting heavier. The biggest thing is, it's an acronym, TUT, which is time under tension. This is how long a muscle is under strain. The most important with time under tension is keeping a steady pace. You want to be able to maintain that tempo. So when you are doing squats and you are slowing down that eccentric portion of the squat, you are putting more damage to your muscles, which is going to equal more muscle gain. When you are focusing on growing your glutes and your legs, it's not to work on having that muscle under strain. When you are lifting heavier, you are applying more strain and tension to that muscle. Another thing you have to realize is form is extremely important before you can move on to heavier weights. You want to make sure that you have that mind-muscle connection over anything before you start adding weights or anything like that, because if your form is not up to par and you are not feeling the tension and the strain in the muscle that you are trying to focus on, you're going to be using other muscles to compromise the workout. Another portion of lifting heavy, compound lifts. What is a compound lift? Exercises that are working more than one muscle. So if you want to build on your glutes, you can't just do glute exercises. You need to work the whole leg, the hamstring, the quads, the glutes. You could do upper and lower glutes. Something that I have found great success from is working my hamstrings more, because if you think about it, your hamstrings and glutes are connected. So if you're not working both of those muscles, and then your quad obviously connects as well. But if you're not working those muscles, you're not muscle growth itself. I know it's really hard during this time to be able to have access to weight, and I know that that'll come. So definitely recommend purchasing a resistant band and a booty band. I know a lot of fitness influencers have their booty bands, and a lot of people are like, what are they for? The more tension and resistance that you are adding to your muscle, the more they're going to have that strain to damage in order to grow. And I say damage, I don't mean it literally like that. This is your muscle, okay? After a leg circuit, you're here. The more tension that you're doing, the more you are tearing your muscles apart. Now, let me get into now the most important part that a lot of people don't realize is rest days. You work out, so here's your broken muscle because you are literally tearing your muscles every time that you engage in a workout. So here's your muscle. So now 1 day of rest, 2 days of rest, and then it comes to a hole and it essentially grows. And then you're gonna do this process again. But a lot of people are like, okay, the way to achieve a bigger butt, I just have to do more stuff more often every day. But this is exactly what's going to happen. You're going to continue to tear, but it's never becoming whole if you're not giving muscles time to rest. So then your muscles just stay like this and never become complete. Personally, I like to leave 2 full days of rest in between leg sessions. Push, pull, legs, rest. Push, pull, legs, rest. That's kind of the way that it is. Or some days when I don't actively rest, push, pull, legs, push, pull, legs. There's always going to be 2 or more days in between leg sessions, which I think is really important. I want to talk about certain isolation things for your glutes. So you want to be able to add pauses within your squats. Box squats are also great because you're throwing your hips back and having the glutes be focused on finishing the rep. You have issues essentially activating your glutes and not feeling your glutes when you squat. So that's why box squats are really, really great. I know during this time it's hard to not have access to resistant bands and booty bands. Balmar Nutrition does have resistant bands and a great booty band that I have. You can use my code Marina. That supports me. That would be amazing. Definitely recommend that, especially during this time because I don't know when the gyms will open. But over everything, this is a great time to work on your form and time under tension. The next thing I want to talk about is Vanabelle. It was a big portion why my legs have looked smooth, and the cellulite was something that completely diminished my confidence. A lot of people have asked me about the gels, and I'm going to be posting now like before and after pictures, and be sure to check out my Vanabelle video. I absolutely love her products, and it's something that I've been using since high school. It was hard to afford having the products and supplements at the same time being a broke college kid. This is literally $7 on the website. This is the V cup. The V cup I have been using now for 2 months, ever since I got it, and what it does is literally a lifesaver. You use this in the shower. I had never had it before. I've been using it consistently since I got it. It's very important to be consistent with all of these products, but also with this, I've heard reviews and I've read things where it has aided people's muscle soreness. People have said, you know, days that they skip, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel different. Could be all mental, but still. This product helps so much with the reducing of cellulite because you are now, so the way that it works is you're going to take the cup and you're going to obviously be wet in the shower and you're going to put body wash on. Leave the body wash on, don't wash it off, but literally you squeeze it, and when you do this, it creates a cupping sensation. So when you remove, you're going to see the circle. You know, in a lot of athletes, like serious athletes, like this is a silicone therapy cup, and it helps to stimulate the collagen within the skin. So when you're doing this, when you're rubbing vigorously all around your body, you're stimulating the collagen to go to these areas in which you're rubbing. You can rub it all over your body. It increases the blood circulation within the areas that you're rubbing to help reduce that cellulite and loose skin look. The gels that I use, first one is for the appearance of stretch marks and loose skin. I use this one in the morning. It almost feels like icy hot. This has more of a cold sensation when you put it on, so it feels really good after a workout. And this one is the Gel V Hot, so this one kind of feels warm on the skin, and this is for dimply skin and cellulite. The combination together is absolutely magical. Both of them have helped me so much improve the elasticity and the skin's appearance. I apply it with my hands and then I rub it in with the glove, and you can also use the glove backwards as dry brushing, which is something really good for cellulite. So that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. Definitely will be posting more of these videos and more informative videos like this, but yes, that is all.